So I want to use as part of our case study Dani Morrill. Dani and her business partner have been with DS Domination from the beginning of DS Domination, and of course DS Domination launched officially, I believe it was August 23rd, 2013. So from August 23rd to the time I'm doing this webinar, I'm sorry, not webinar, this training video, which is August, September, October, November, December, we're talking less than 5 months. In less than 5 months, I spoke with Dani 2 days ago, and she told me that she and her business partner are generating about $1,000 per week in profits, not gross sales, in profits. About $1,000 a week now in profits. So let's use Dani and her business partner. And Dani, forgive me, your business partner's name just eludes me right now. Business partner, forgive me. All right, so let's look at the case study here, okay? So let's take the $4,000 a month, thereabout, $1,000 a week, and let's say that Dani had not been good at recruiting up to this point and not been good at sponsoring up to this point. Well, now Dani and her business partner have cash flow that they can now begin to recapitalize in stage 2 to build their list. So let me give you an example of what this could look like, okay? All right, so they're generating $1,000 a week in profits. Now, what we'd love to see happen, and we know you may have to adjust these percentages based on what your situation happens to be. In Dani's case, Dani has a fairly good income stream that's not related to her listing business. So Dani can probably do what I'm about to share with you. You just adjust this to your situation. What we love to see you do is in your first 30 days, first 90 days of generating new revenues, okay, or new profits here, we like to see you allocate 70% of those revenues back into marketing. So we're going to start implementing paid advertising approaches so that Dani, so that John, Mary, Susan can build your list, okay? And then in your second 90 days, you're at about a 50% ratio there of reinvesting back into your business. Primarily that reinvestment is back into marketing, things designed to help you build your list. And then your third 90 days through forever, okay, you're at 25% going back into your business, primarily in the form of marketing. Okay, so now let's combine a couple of things that we've talked about the past few months. And I know maybe you haven't followed us that long, but I want you to start to understand how we're building our business and how we're putting the pieces together. Okay, so now let's say, so Dani's generating $1,000 a week in profit. All right, if she followed the 70%, 70, 50, 25 model, all right, if she followed the 70, 50, 25 model, what this means is that she'd have about $700 a week for advertising, for marketing. All right, so whether we're talking about she's buying solo ads or she's doing some banner advertising, obviously we're waiting for auto recruiting platform, for those of you who follow us intimately, to open up their beta 2 and then the traffic starting there. And I'll just use their numbers as an example. Okay, so if she's got $700 a week in advertising, then she's probably generating somewhere between they're saying we should generate 20 to 25 opt-ins. I'm going to say 22 opt-ins. And her outlay would be $100 for an advertising pack. All right, so let's say that she generated 154 opt-ins that week. Okay, so she's scaling back into her business. Remember that the metrics is we should be generating in time somewhere between 50 cents to $1 per month per subscriber. Okay, now I can tell you that if Dani was building her email list, she would probably have a lot more than 154 opt-ins. Howbeit, the quality of those opt-ins wouldn't be as high. So there's going to be a give and take between building your email list and building your text list. In other words, if you were building your email list with this $700 in advertising, you'd probably have a lot more opt-ins. The quality may not be as high. If you're building your text list with that $700, you'd have fewer opt-ins, but they'd be of a higher quality. Now, obviously, at $700 a week here in this example, she wouldn't have to do an all or nothing. She wouldn't have to say, let me do all text opt-ins and no emails, or all emails and no text opt-ins. She'd be able to do a combination of the two. And so what I'm doing with this video is I want you to start to understand how you can start to really build your following as you generate cash flow. Dani and her business partner took to heart what we started sharing back in towards the later part of 2013, utilizing DS Domination as a cash flow generating system. Now that they're generating cash flow, they're ready to start number two, stage two, and recapitalizing. Okay, now look at this for just a few moments here. Look at this for just a few moments. If we just looked at this for a full month, and those 154 opt-ins, let's just say that that happened over a 4-week period. So she generated about 600 opt-ins. Well, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. If the numbers, if they hit about between the 50 cents to $1 per month per subscriber, okay, I'm going to say 75 cents. Okay, so if they average 75 cents per month per subscriber, the fact that she recapitalized back in her business should in time generate her about $462 a month in additional profits, whether she's building a network of some kind, whether she's simply selling an affiliate product. Remember, the whole idea is to build, bond, then monetize. Build, bond, then monetize. So let's, as we start to round third on this, let's just see what has happened here. Here's Dani. She took the information that we'd been sharing, and not that it just came from us, because there's nothing new under the sun. She took it to heart. She and her business partner committed time to building their listing business. Now they're generating $1,000 a week or more in profits just from the listing business. Now she's got the resources to begin stage two, recapitalizing back into her business. In a perfect world, your first 90 days, 70% of your profits would go back into your business in terms of marketing, paid advertising. Okay, it's your first 90 days. Your second set of 90 days, it would be 50% going back into paid marketing. Your third 90 days, and then for the rest of your marketing career, no less than 25% going back into paid marketing, all designed to help you build your list so that you have more and more and more and more and more and more and more subscribers. So all of a sudden now, let's say she's got 154 opt-ins. Then at the end of the month, she's got 600 opt-ins. All right, at the end of a few months, she's got several thousands of opt-ins. Then she hits the 10,000 opt-in mark. And now at about this point, ladies and gentlemen, she's probably making $7,500 a month. That really is more of a residual type. She already has the list. She's already building the bond with the list. Now she's starting to monetize the list. Then she gets up to 20,000 opt-ins and probably generating 15,000 a month or more. So she's building her listing business and generating cash flow there, and then taking cash flow from profits and starting to build up her list with paid marketing. That's what we want to see for you, ladies and gentlemen, and what that's going to ultimately mean for her, what that can ultimately mean for you, is that you develop multiple streams. That's the game plan. Cash flow to one. We get some cash flow, we start to recapitalize.